Hello there, you delightful individuals, you spectacular specimens of humankind. Welcome back to Thirst and Vanity, the home of hedonism here on YouTube. Today is going to be a bit different from what I was telling everybody I was going to be posting when I was doing my live stream. Because basically I was meant to be posting the Thirsty Work episode that I recorded on Tuesday with Scarlett Pereira and Elizabeth Splain. However, there were some technical issues in the recording of it, and editing it is taking a little bit longer than was initially expected. However, I didn't want to leave you all high and dry, as it were, and I realized that I haven't done a reaction video to Alien Earth yet. I'm apprehensive. So, for those people that don't know, those people who might not have seen me before, I am very much into the realms of Alien, xenomorphs, predators, the whole universe therein. And I have done reaction videos to other bits and pieces. I've done review videos to other bits and pieces of things within this universe. And now I am told they're making a TV series based in the Alien universe, which, again, I don't really know anything about. I will say that as much as I really enjoyed like Alien Romulus, which is the last Alien movie that I went to see, well, most of it, but you'll have to check the card in order to go and see what I thought of that. But I'm a little apprehensive when it comes to this. I think that they have the potential to make it really, really good. However, certain things fill me with dread. First and foremost, the history, in my personal opinion, of the Alien franchise has been a bit tumultuous. It's been a bit tumultuous. It has some really, really good movies, and then some kind of movies, and as a result there is a shaken faith I have in the universe, the franchise itself. And then there is the fact that it's a TV series. Now when you're thinking about the Alien universe, it's a horror science fiction first before it's a sci-fi action movie. In my personal opinion, it has always been about the creepy, the horror, the terrifying element, the bit that gets your blood pumping before it goes into the violence. Oh, look, everyone's gooey and covered in acid. And one of the things that I really liked about Alien Romulus was the fact that they brought the horror back into it. They brought some of the genuine terror back into it, and that excited me. And now Alien Earth has come around. I actually don't know. I don't know anything about it. I've been avoiding all spoilers, so I don't actually know whether it's already out or whether it's coming out. This is my first impression of it. I have pulled up a trailer, and I don't know anything about what is happening or what's going on, so I don't know what to expect, to be fair. But them making it into a TV series unnerves me a little bit, because the longer that something goes on, the more time you have to become accustomed to it, jaded to it, like the less of a horror effect it's going to have on you. Now, xenomorphs and the entire Alien franchise have already been pretty jaded. Like, we're all pretty jaded. We all know what a xenomorph looks like. There's even plushies of xenomorphs that exist now. Like, we all know that dynamic, so it's hard to make something like that scary anymore. And I think that they did a really good job of it with Alien Romulus, in the fact that they focused a little bit more on the face huggers, the constant like impending dread of it. They worked well with like the suspense and the atmosphere and the anticipation of what was to come. But I don't know how you're gonna do that in a TV series. I don't know how you're going to be able to keep that suspense, that anticipation, that dread, that lingering fear of not knowing when it's going to hit. That's the bit that I worry about. Like, when you take the Alien Isolation video game into it, that's many, many hours, and even then you get a little bit jaded by it after a few runs. You kind of just run around violencing wherever you need to violence and just fleeing from anything that you need to flee from. So I don't know. I'm apprehensive, to say the least. The other thing that I am a little bit uncertain of is the fact that it's set on Earth. And one of the big things about the Alien universe has always been this, we can't let them get to Earth type thing, because they would take over, they would kill everybody, etc., etc., etc. And that's one of the reasons why the AVP movies never really existed, because they were on Earth, and it's like, well, that they would just take over. Like, you wouldn't be able to like contain that, you know? Here's me assuming that it's on Earth because of the fact that it's called Alien Earth. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's just the name. Maybe they're on the way back to Earth or something like that. And I don't know. But despite all of that, I really want to like it. Like, I'm going in this wanting to like it because I want it to be successful. I really want there to be a good new arc for the Alien franchise that people can really sink their teeth into. And I think they definitely took a stepping stone with it in regards to Alien Romulus. But I want a little, I want something to be passionate about again. Is that too much to ask? Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, let's pull it up and see how we get on, shall we?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. 12 seconds in. Already exciting. Because they have a lot of the old tech that was seen in like the first Alien movie. So they're really pulling again from the original Alien franchise, which is a very, very good thing. One of the things I really liked about Alien Romulus was that dynamic of pulling a lot of the old technology style, a lot of stylization from it. But we'll see. We'll see. Anticipation.
How's our girl?
She's ready.
You're going to be the first person to transition from a human body to a synthetic.
Because I'm special.
That's right. You're very, very special.
Interesting.
We have a downed spacecraft.
I want what's on that ship.
We can do it. We're fast, we're strong, we don't break.
It's like a zoo, but the animals got out.
This ship collected 5 different life forms from the darkest corners of the universe. Monsters.
Okay. I know I keep pausing it, but you're just going to have to deal with that. This is exciting. I'm like halfway through the trailer and I'm excited. Even though it's on Earth, and the fact that it's crashed on Earth unnerves me and upsets me a little bit. Very interesting, the dynamic of transferring her consciousness from what I presume to be a very ill body into a synthetic body. So it's a human consciousness in a synthetic body. That's an interesting angle to go with. I remember watching the recent Predator trailer for Predator Badlands, I think it's called. And one of my big issues was the fact that they had, the android was far too human-like. And this is an interesting angle because then you do have the android dynamic, but they're also not, like, they're not constrained in the way that androids are, presumably. Or maybe we'll find that they are constrained in them. Also very interesting about the crashed ship. That makes sense as to why they would be there. And 5 creatures from the deepest, darkest depths of space. That kind of reminds me of like some of the original animated novels in the regards that the alien species in before Prometheus and all that shite was an actual species that lived on a planet and evolved on that planet. So interesting. Looks like they're definitely, even if they're still going with the Prometheus dynamic, they're still pulling elements from the old source material to appeal to massive nerds like me. Okay, let's go back a little bit.
Invasive species. Predatory.
If we don't lock them down, it will be too late.
Okay. Interesting. A lot of the fears that I had, they have played on. So they've taken the element of Earth and been like, yeah, it's crash landed on Earth, and therefore they've changed the suspense element from a never knowing when it's going to get you to a we need to lock this down as quickly as possible because otherwise Earth is doomed, which is an interesting angle. Still a little bit apprehensive, but intrigued. I don't fully understand why the patient who got their consciousness transferred into a synthetic is suddenly a Marine, unless they were maybe a Marine beforehand before they got sick and then sort of continued, or whether it was a case of now you are a human being in a synthetic body, but the synthetic body belongs to Weyland-Yutani, so you're going to have to do what we tell you, which is also another angle, an angle of like indentured servitude kind of thing. And I'm really intrigued by the other aliens, the other alien species. I think they might be, again, like I said, preying on people like me, the old school nerds who love the original animated novels, the original bits and pieces, and been like, yeah, they have gone to the darkest realms of the universe and brought back samples, and they haven't just brought back aliens. They've brought back this weird jellyfish thing. And they've given us just enough to pique my interest. Because normally, when it comes down to the Alien universe and the Predator universe, when they introduce extra species, it, in my opinion, has fallen flat on its ass multiple times. Like, there's no real intrigue around the alien species. It's just like, oh, a xenomorph and some filler alien. Whereas this is like, okay, intriguing. You've brought out a new alien species. Well, we've seen, obviously, the xenomorph, but there are 4 other alien species that have got out, and they all seem to be predators. As in, not the species predator, but predators as a collective carnivorous term. And knowing the alien universe myself, there will be a certain period of time they have before that xenomorph, assuming it's like a soldier xenomorph, a drone xenomorph, that xenomorph collects people to start transitioning into being an alien queen. If they still do that, I don't know whether that story arc even exists in this universe anymore, because in the original, there was this whole dynamic of like the alien has the potential to turn into a queen if they are stuck by themselves. Bees, ants, all that jazz. Whereas I don't actually know whether that's still the case anymore. Not entirely sure. But if it's just a drone, I say just a drone like it's an easy thing to deal with. If it's just a drone, then there is a finite period of time to deal with that before it gets loose in the world. If it gets loose in the world, that's it. Fucked. As previously mentioned, like, there's no way you can contain a species like xenomorphs from taking over the entirety of the planet because of how parasitic they work, you know? It's kind of like how pigs killed out the dodo. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. I would even possibly go so far as to say I'm excited. I'm gonna go so far as to say that I'm excited. And it is something that I want to check out, that I want to watch. So, interesting. As much as I entered this with a cosmic fuck ton of apprehension and expectation of being let down, I'm intrigued. I'm still a little bit apprehensive that they're going to potentially bring in some kind of like Prometheus bullshit. But yeah, I'm hesitantly excited. And I think I'm going to be watching this to see how it plays out, which naturally means more content for you because, of course, I'll do some kind of review of it. Of course I will. Anyway, friends, that was a little something because the usual video that I was planning on doing today is not going to be ready for tonight. So I was like, right, I'm going to throw something out there so that you have at least something this week, you know? The episode of the Thirsty Work podcast that I have been working on will be available as soon as I work out how to sort the last little technical issues, if there is a way of sorting them. However, regardless, I will find a way to put as much out as possible so that you all get to see it and what have you, and you can all indulge in it. And in the meantime, I'm excited. I am excited. Friends, tell me what you think. I would genuinely love to know about, like, whether it's out now. Have you seen a couple of episodes? Don't give me any spoilers, because I'd like to go into this as clueless as possible. But what your thoughts are, and, like, rate it from 0 to 10, 10 being excellent, 1 being shite. Like, so far, if you've seen any episodes, if you've seen any other trailers, know anything about it, I would love to know what your thoughts, processes, etc. are. Like, where's that gonna, This has confounded me a little bit, because I wasn't expecting to be this. Do you know what I said? I said I wanted something to sink my teeth into, and I think I'm nibbling at it. I think I'm nibbling at it. Next week, we'll have a normal video on the Friday, and I'm hoping to get the other video out in between now and next Friday, so that you're not missing out on stuff. This is like a little extra in anticipation of the other video, and then you'll get an extra video. You know how it is. You know how it is. But until then, you beautiful individuals, don't do anything I wouldn't do, because if I wouldn't do it, it'll fucking kill you.